Thanks for tuning in to Barbershop Sports Talk.
Where do you think Big Ben ranks right now in terms of quarterbacks in the NFL? Like, if we're to give it, like, just around, like, would you say, is he borderline top 10, closer to top 20? Like, where do you think Ben actually is in terms of, all the quarterbacks in the NFL?
Like, I think he's a bottom third starting quarterback, like somewhere in the 20s. The numbers weren't good this year, and he's 38. So I don't know. If you have a guy who's in his second year who was in that position, if you had two in that position with the same number, when he was young, maybe he's going to get better. Nobody thinks Ben Roethlisberger is going to get better, and the team around him is likely to get worse. And so I think the combination of a pretty pedestrian year statistically, with the fact that he's going to be 39 and clearly trending downhill. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I wouldn't put him in the top 20.
In terms of the division, he's third, right? Or maybe he's fourth then, because Joe Burrow.
I think fourth.
Fourth. Okay, so whoever Cincinnati tries out their opening week, because I'm assuming it's not going to be.
I think Joe Burrow is.
Okay.
I think Joe Burrow is a very promising young quarterback. So yeah, I mean, they have that offensive line. Oof. The Steelers played that game in Cincinnati and they lost it playing against Ryan Finley or something. It was just running for his life the entire game. Sort of like Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I don't know how they won the game, mostly because he just ran away from everybody. But yeah, it was. I think Joe Burrow is the real deal, and I think he's going to turn out to be a pretty good player for Cincinnati. So yeah, I mean, if you ask me, if I could redraft those four quarterbacks for my team for next year, definitely taking the other three guys before I take Ben.
If you were to rank them, how would it go? So who's one?
That's a really hard question to answer. They're so different. I think it honestly really matters a lot about the team that you're going to put around them. Like what Lamar Jackson has done with the Baltimore Ravens, he would not be able to do with every team, because not every team would be willing to make him so much a part of their offense, both throwing and running, and really completely change the way they do things in order to fit his skill set the best. So, like, to put a player in the Steelers' offense to play next year, I think I'd probably pick Burrow, because he fits what Ben Roethlisberger was the best of those three guys. He's that tall, kind of field general, gunslinger quarterback that's just going to stand back there and make all the throws. I think Baker Mayfield is a really talented player, but I think he's been best when the Browns have asked him to do less, not more, and the Steelers rely on their quarterback really heavily. So I really think they're very different players, and they fit into their teams really well, but really differently. I'd have a hard time passing. For me personally, I would have a hard time passing up the things you can do with Lamar Jackson that you just can't do with literally anyone else. To me, I think that is such an advantage, and if he had better receivers, he'd probably be a little bit more dangerous. But I just think when you have a guy that can do things that literally nobody else can do, that's a pretty huge advantage. So I'd probably take him first, and then really just depending on what the team needs were. I think Mayfield is a very capable player, but I think most teams in the NFL, most schemes, Cleveland again runs a very run-heavy, play-action pass kind of system, where Burrow is doing more of what most NFL teams are asking their quarterbacks to do. I don't know. I think it'd probably be that order.
It sounds like
Burrow, Ben, but it would really depend on what the team I had around me was looking for, because it could be very different depending on what it was.
It sounds like in 5 years you won't be shocked if Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in that division.
I would not be surprised if Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the division in